I looked at the parts, I looked at the score, I listened to his MP3 audio of it, and I was like, oh my God, these 8th graders wrote this amazing piece of music. So when I came back, we played it, and I thought even then, wow, even more so, that this is an amazing piece of music. How do these kids do this? They're what, 12? I have a master's degree in music, and I couldn't have done what they did. So I said, we are definitely putting this on the program. And so we are giving the world premiere performance tonight of Invasion, written by Caleb Kane and but I just want to tell you that from that came this whole concept of like, well, what else do we put on the program? So I asked him, their piece is called Invasion. I said, invasion of what? And they said, aliens. And I said, oh, we've got this great piece called Aliens Landing. Let's give that a try. So we tried that, and we were like, that's a perfect fit. They kind of complement each other. And, you know, in music, we kind of use, I guess, a very democratic process. We try on a lot of music. Like, I try on a lot of shoes. And not everything fits, right? So we tried a lot of music, and certain pieces the band would just gravitate to, and we would be like, we've got to put this on the program. So we did that, we tried music, and we said, yeah, nixed some of it and added some of it. And as we continued to put the building blocks together to form the entire program, these guys, the Sutter Advanced Band, came up with this incredible storyline that shapes and follows the actual music. So it's very programmatic tonight. They wrote a narration, they developed a storyline. The storyline follows the pieces, so if you're listening really carefully, you might even hear the titles of the pieces mentioned in their storyline. And they're doing it not so much as like an introduction, but kind of like if you would imagine, I told them, there was a time when TV didn't exist. And you would tune into the radio, and you would listen to someone narrate a story, and then you might hear them play some music in the background, or maybe you hear like a Western cowboy fight or something like that, and then more narration. So they took that idea on their own, and they built this whole story. So when we start, we're going to start with the narration, and we're going to go through the whole program. And you're welcome to applaud. We encourage you to applaud after the pieces, but I'm not going to have the band stand until the end because this is a package deal. So bear with us, okay? But before we do that, I'd like to invite Liam and Caleb to come up and speak to you about their pieces.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about the background of the piece, and then after that, Liam is going to talk about the structure, the technical stuff, the nerdy stuff, if you know. You told me to say that. Okay. It was spring break, and I was stuck inside bored with nothing to do, no events or plans. But then I came up with an idea. Liam's a composer. Why don't we write a song for a band class? So I called him. Liam, you meet my house now. And that meant a lot because you live like 30 minutes away. Right? So now we're in the studio and we have to have some sort of dramatic name for the title of the song. Because all the other pieces have like conflict or acclamation, past band pieces. And then I came up with the idea of invasion. That started the whole idea of aliens taking over, and that led to the theme of the show. So now that we got all of that figured out, it all just flowed. We figured out the easiest key for the band to play, and it plugged each single instrument into the computer. Before we know it, we're done. Okay, now what? How about we send it to Ms. Wassum and see if she'll let us play it in the band? That would be pretty awesome. So I type it and send. And reply, let's do this. And that's how we got to play our song in advance. Thanks, Ms. Wassum, for making this happen.
All right. If Invasion sounds a bit similar to our other band pieces, it's because we largely modeled it after a band music. A bit about the piece and instrumentation. As Caleb said, the piece is in C minor, which is naturally a more easy and convenient key to play in band instruments. It starts with a slow intro played by everyone except the flutes. Then the main theme is played by most of the saxophones, clarinet, and trumpet, and passed to the flutes until a short, slow, lyrical section where the trumpets and clarinet play the melody until they are joined by the flutes who play a little counter melody. After that, the main theme is repeated, and then we jump to the coda. There isn't much to say about the coda, except it's 2 bars long, and the piece ends on 2 eighth notes, because that's just cool. The flutes needed an important part because they're naturally quad instruments and are usually hard to hear. This doesn't change the fact that they're the best band instrument, but it's just another burden of being a flautist. In the flute solo and invasion, the flutes play in a high register, mostly unaccompanied, which makes them very easy to hear. Also, we didn't plan on having all the alumni while writing this, so we originally wrote the trumpet part for 1 trumpet because Caleb is our only trumpet in advanced band. Otherwise, the trumpet part would probably have more harmonies. We also had to write extra parts for some of the alumni, like a French horn and tuba part. Again, I would also like to thank Ms. Wassum for giving the opportunity to have her piece performed and being an awesome dancer.
One last thing. If you're a 7th grader, vote Talon for VP.
Are you ready?
That wasn't so bad, was it? We finally made it. Now that we're here, the aliens should be no problem. Ah, they followed us! They're right there!
What? Where?
Oh no! Quick, take cover! The invasion has begun!
witnessed the beginning of that. So congratulations, and thank you for making this experience so special for us.